I'm David Bennett.
And I'm Alex Bennett.
We are the co-founders of Mountain Quest Institute, a farm, retreat, and research center located high in the Allegheny Mountains of West Virginia. MQI is the birthplace of a new theory of the firm that turns the living system metaphor into a reality for organizations. MQI is scientific, humanistic, and spiritual, and we see no conflict in the combination. During the past year, we have had several phenomenal experiences that we would like to share with you.
In late June, David had a colonoscopy on a Friday. The following Tuesday morning, he woke up bleeding profusely. So we headed out toward the hospital, which is 62 miles away. We were on, it was early in the morning, we were on a 2-lane country road. There were only animals, mountains, trees around us. We made it about halfway, and David screamed for me to stop, to pull over. He got out of the car, and he passed out and lost a lot of blood. I went running over to him and realized he was going into shock and tried to drag him back to the car since I knew he was also bleeding excessively. When we got in the car, he came to and he clicked the chair and started to go back, and now a gurgling came from his throat. So I knew that we were in trouble. So quickly I said no, pulled the chair back up, and now he began to pass out again. So with every cell in my body, with all that I am, I screamed out, I need help now, to my guides and my angels. David passed out, and we went up. I drove around an S-curve, and there sat by the road an ambulance, a fire emergency vehicle, a fire engine, and a tow truck. A car had been abandoned in a ditch. The tow truck was pulling it out, and the others had stopped to help, just to watch, pass the time of day. The driver later told me that he didn't know why he was there, but now he knew. We followed him to the hospital, and David was in ICU for 3 days. His hemoglobin level was down at 7. We wouldn't have made it. The universe has a sense of humor because where he fell was in a poison oak patch, and we caught a staph infection in the hospital. So for the next month, we had to truly care for ourselves and our bodies, and it gave us time to reflect on what had happened. At the end of that month, I had the opportunity to go for a week to the Monroe Institute for a week of rest and meditation. And during that time, I saw a picture of an orb that some other person had taken, and it appeared to have a face in it. So when I came back, I told David about it, and we went out and got a camera, a simple Sony Cybershot, just a couple of $100. And I started going out in the evenings to see if I could catch any orbs. As I looked at the universe, and we have a beautiful Milky Way that goes across the top of our mountain farm, and I just was so filled with joy at being alive that I began singing and dancing and calling out for orbs. Well, sure enough, I caught orb after orb. I'd call out for a red one to be in a tree, and there would be a red orb in the tree. And before I left in the evening, I'd say, I haven't seen any blue orbs. Could I see some? And there would be a bunch of blue orbs. Then one day we had a newlywed couple come to the inn, and I just whipped out my camera to take a picture for them. And there above their heads were a number of orbs that took the shape of a lovebird. It was a pretty special picture for them. So I was convinced there was some intelligence behind the orbs. Over the next several months, I captured and cataloged over 10,000 orbs. They represented every color in the spectrum, and some of them showed the entire spectrum. I call those Roy G. Bibbs. And then there were some that had these wonderful patterns that began to appear.
As a physicist, I've done some research on the orbs. They're spheres of electromagnetic energy, and they have different colors, and frequently they have faces in them. We intend to do some more study on these orbs.
Then on October 4, I was outside with my camera late in the evening, singing, talking, dancing, and now I was having conversations with the orbs. And I said to them, my husband is a scientist. I know there's some intelligence here, but I need more. So I said, why don't you take the shape of an animal? And I turned around and took a picture of our llama. And there above the llama, in the same picture, several hundred orbs coalesced and took the shape of a llama.
This was the beginning of what we call the Myst, M-Y-S-T, at Mountain Quest. And we will continue to study this into the future.
Meanwhile, we hope to do several other videos and provide more details. For now, take a look at www.myst-art.com. And we also hope that you will look at the beautiful site where these photos are occurring, and that is www.mountainquestin.com.